Dan Lang alongside Kelsey Nelson, or Kelsey Nicole Nelson. There we go. First time working together. Nice to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here with you, Dan, for this battle of the district today.
Yeah, you take a look at this team, and I mentioned that they are teams that are having trouble scoring. What are a couple other things that you look at?
I think I'm glad you said that. So we know this last game for GW, coming off an overtime loss to Coppin State, they struggled to hit the three ball, Dan, 18% from outside the perimeter. So we know they're going to want to get that moving. But on the other side of things, GW, they want to get to the free throw line, right? They want to put pressure in. And I think we also have to look at this GW squad to score in the paint. In their last game against Towson, they got outscored by 30 points in the paint. In football, you might win it in the trenches. And basketball, it's won in the paint, Dan. So I'm expecting a lot of scoring.
Welcome courtside, Dan Lang alongside Kelsey Nicole Nelson. And K&N, when you take a look at this one for the Eagles, they're looking to finish the regular season. They have this game and one more game in order to finish it on a positive note.
You know, I think you're right. When you look at both of these teams, you have a Colgate University squad coming here, really more so looking at seeding, right, as they look ahead to the Patriot League tournament, and a team that really can score the basketball. They sit second in the Patriot League in scoring. They have 4 players that score in the top 25. And then you have an American team also coming off a loss. I think that's just looking to end the season on a positive note. They've had some close games this season, though their record does not show it. I mean, they just came off a historic feat, right, where they scored the most three-pointers in a game coming off a couple games ago. So all I want to say, I think American right now is just playing for integrity, for dignity, and to show that the Eagles are still in it. It's March, Dan, one of the best times of the year. Yeah, Holy Cross is coming in here hot. Like you said, they've won 8 of their last 10 games. And you talk about a team that has really found themselves. Offensively, Holy Cross has been strong, but also defensively, they've been able to hold teams to just under 53 points. And I think they're facing an American team who wasn't able to shoot well in their last game, a 39-point loss to the Greyhounds up in Baltimore. And at the end of the day, basketball comes down to fundamentals, Dan. You got to be able to shoot the basketball. Holy Cross is not going to make it easy. But today, it's a chance for American to set the wrongs right, and a chance for them to actually call a setback a comeback. So I'm excited for this game today as American is hungry, Dan, for that first win of the season. You talk about it. For LaSalle, it's like the first day of school all over again, right? Anytime you have 13 new faces, everyone is trying to get to know each other. But it's good to see that they've had some chemistry. Obviously, they've had some wins. Something they found success in thus far, Brian, is rebounding, right? That's a team that can rebound very well. The basketball, but again, it's still early in the season. You think about the transfers on this team. You think about the freshmen on the team. Then on the other side, talk about a team that really knows the underclassmen. It's American University, right? 8 underclassmen. And you really look at this team really just trying to find a win. You got to get in the win column. They're back at home. So like you said, I think that the freshmen are being heavily relied on, but something that's exciting to watch today is going to be, again, this great basketball game.
Dan Lang alongside Kelsey Nicole Nelson. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy 2025. Excited to be here with you today.
Yeah, and you take a look at this matchup. You have Navy, which has 8 wins this season. You have AU still looking for their first W.
Yeah, we're hoping 2025 is good for the American University Eagles. We know non-conference play is behind them now. Now they're looking at Patriot League play, but it's not going to be easy. They're playing an offensive juggernaut in this Navy squad. We know they're second in scoring in the Patriot League, averaging about 71 points per game. And on the other side of things, Americans looking for some type of offensive consistency, right? We know they struggled from the three-point line their last game, 5-21. You know, rebounding, they also need to get that. They're playing a Navy squad that allowed just 9 offensive rebounds in their last game, and a well-rested Navy squad at that. December 19th was the last time they played, Dan. We don't even remember what we were doing December 19th, so think about all that rest coming to this game. Yeah, what better way to end the year than with a win? You have this Howard University Bison team coming off a 3-game losing skid, so they want this one, but then American, they're trying to see what victory tastes like, right, Dan, in the new year. So I think this game is going to come down to 1 3-point shooting. I know this American University team hasn't won any games yet, but they shot the 3-ball well in their last game, shooting 40% from 3, and then they continue to want to push paint points. So look for Americans' bigs, I think, to use their size in this one. But all in all, we should be in for a great one. Gotta love her starting her senior day like that. We have her family behind us, so you hear the loud applause for her. But it's very important for the Eagles to get off to a fast start, because we know second halves have been the problem for the foremost part of this season. So they can play basketball and keep trading baskets with Colgate. It'll set a great tone for this American University Eagles squad. And the tempo's huge. In Navy's last game against Delaware, they went off to a 10-0 start, really controlling the first 2 minutes and 9 seconds of that last game. So the fact that American was actually able to score first, it lets Navy know this is business now that we're in Patriot League play.
And coming off a career-high 9-point game. I know it was a tough one in that last one. But I think more and more we've seen her growth and development as she sees more minutes on the floor.
Yep, that third time was the charm. I see American with the hands up, but you got to have the hands up ready to grab that basketball. LaSalle looking just a little bit more aggressive, Brian, in the paint.
Yeah, we're not psychic, but we knew what was going to be important going into this one. And you said it right now. American has to protect the basketball. They're averaging 18 turnovers per game. They've already gifted Howard 17 points off those turnovers. And then the paint points. I mean, you just have to protect the paint. I know there's been a lot of conversation about, and Ellie Pingree talked to this in the last game that we were here when they played GW. They got to communicate on defense, and it comes down to that. I'm not seeing that enough. And I feel like they're losing people, leaving people on an island able to make those easy shots. So all in all, would love to see American step up their defense, put a couple bodies on someone, right? You got to change up the defense some, but all in all, again, they cannot do those easy turnovers if they want to finally get in the win column in this game. Yeah, Cecilia just has to go straight up there. She has those long arms, and there's a reason why she's third in the league in blocks right now. She's tall, right? And again, we all wish we had her arm length.
6'2".
So just go straight up. No need to put the arm down on there and put her at the free throw line, as we know King can knock these down. Mactoon found that backdoor hole and got, once again, the easy basket. She keeps finding success in the paint against American. American's going to have to find a game plan against her. Back-to-back trips ending in a bucket. You got to think Coach Cole over there on the sidelines has to be happy again. Her squad getting out and able to score quick and fast, setting pace in this game. Exactly what you want to see by Kay right there. Putting her right back up. She used those long arms, and now momentum, you could say, shifting a little bit way to American as they head into the locker room. And talking about Bailey Garby, another high point for the Eagles today was the paint points that they were able to get. So talk about how important it was for them to get going down low. The last 3 or 4 trips down, Holy Cross has made every shot, Dan, when they're on their end of the floor. Yeah, when you're not trading baskets, this game can get away quickly, which it has. Head coach Carolyn McCombs talked about that last game against Coppin State, how many different players she had to use in that one. She's made a quiet impact. I know we haven't said maybe her name as much, but she's been getting it done, really helping to contribute to this Bison squad. Yeah, that defensive pressure by American. They are finding success on that one, and that Connor just looks so frustrated, and LaSalle turns the ball over, and once again, American having another shot. Barnett Gay being a player that a lot of us have eyes on. She was named to the preseason All-League team for the Patriot League and has been having really stellar play this season thus far on offense. Yeah, block master, Cecilia Kay doing what she does best, making it very hard for everyone under that basket. And she is someone who can shoot the tray. She was one of the bright spots for the 3-ball when GW played Coppin State. So you do not want to let her get going if you are a U. I love that follow-through hand she kept up. She knew that basket was going in. Again, we're seeing her confidence evolve and grow right before our eyes. Talked about the importance of the 3-ball, but this time we're talking about it for Navy, and I think Navy trying to get into an offensive groove from beyond the perimeter. So that's such a great way to start the second half for the midshipmen. I talked about her earlier. I said you have to feed Pingree the ball. I mean, she continues. I know the score might not show it, but she continues to see things. It seems like that some of her teammates are finding options and ways to get to the hoop. Great to see Bailey Garby getting early offensively. That's what American has needed. Somebody else to consistently score in games other than Cecilia Kay. So very excited to see her get going. That's very true, right? Because, again, you look at this team and you say, oh, they're winless. But this is a team, like you said, I mean, they know they're talented, right? They just know they're putting the pieces together still. And, I think that's what Coach Cole continues to put into them. These are young players who have belief in themselves. You can't teach that, Dan. So I think that's something exciting. And, look, a win's going to come. Hopefully me and you are broadcasting it, but a win's going to come.
right.
When you talk about the growth from the last game against Howard, your team struggled to shoot from the perimeter. This game came out on fire, essentially, that first quarter from 3, shooting about 66%. So what did you like about your team shooting from the perimeter to start the game? And coaches, people look at this AU squad, they're still getting to learn them, right? Again, lots of new faces on the squad. How would you describe the identity of the squad moving forward? Right, that we're in, even on a night where Cecilia Kay, I think, struggled, right, to get an offensive flow. I think AU was great to see other players be able to take kind of that lead in that charge. And Coach, we saw, you talked about practice. I know you guys have worked in free throws in practice. You guys shot about 70%, right? So that has to at least be something positive as you guys look forward to Patriot League play. But what a season for American University men's basketball. And I'll tell you, Dan, what's the most exciting for me as a product from this area? College basketball has just been good here. From American to Maryland to Towson University. I mean, all these different conferences. We see a lot of the local schools. George Mason, right? Like, college basketball is back here. And so I'm telling folks, if you haven't got out to a college game yet, you're on short time and no about to be on tournament time, but lots of good basketball.
Final thoughts.
This was a tough one for American, but it remains the same categories that they're getting outgained in, right? Rebounding, in the paint, and then those second chance points. I think for American, again, they're going to have to find, they need consistent scores. Cecilia Kay is doing her job. I know the last game, you know, Coach talked about her having fight. Cecilia Kay can't do it alone. And she's also a freshman that you're asking a lot of. So again, I think these upperclassmen are going to need to step up to have consistent scoring for American. When you don't have consistent scores, it's going to be hard for them to win any game. But all in all, I know it's a 32-point loss, a little bit better than that 39-point loss. But again, you want to get those at least in single digits to keep momentum and confidence, I think, in this team.